Imagine that you're headed over to your family's house for 4th of July. When you get onto the highway, a car runs into the side of you. The next thing that happened is you're flying off the road into a drop-off. The next thing you remember is laying in a hospital bed with nearly every bone in your body broken. The next week was your last moment to live with your family and friends. It is summertime, which students are out of school for a couple of months. This is the perfect time to remind everyone the effects of drinking and driving. Many people don't realize what the effects of drinking and driving can do to someone's life. That's why I feel that it is my job to persuade you not to drink and drive. I will now talk to you about these main points. Drunk driving, what we can do to prevent it, dangers of driving while intoxicated, and the effects it can have on someone and their families. I will now give you some information on drunk driving. First and foremost, everyone should know not to drink and drive. How would you feel if you lost someone close to you because of someone else's stupidity? According to Alcohol Problems and Solutions, driving while either intoxicated or drunk is dangerous, and drivers with high blood alcohol content or concentrations are at a greatly increased risk of car accidents and highway injuries and vehicle deaths. Drinking and driving is illegal in all 50 states. Even though you say you've only had a little to drink, you never know what could happen. Do not pick up the keys. Unfortunately, this has happened to someone that I know. He was 19 years old when he was hit by a drunk driver and is now paralyzed and has the mind of a 5-year-old. Everyone needs to know the effects on drinking and driving and how to stop it from happening. According to Alcohol Alert Intervention at the Point of Consumption, in 2011, 9,878 people were killed in alcohol-impaired driving crashes. I feel that it is very important to know what we as a society can do to prevent this from happening. The things that everyone should know. 1. Make sure that you have a designated driver who is going to be doing the driving and the person who is driving doesn't drink any alcohol. 2. Always have a backup plan in case the person that you thought was going to drive for you couldn't. 3. Hide someone's keys if you see that they are not in the right state of mind to drive home. 4. Never let a drunk driver get into the driver's seat. It is not safe at all. The number of crashes will go down if you use these tips that I told you. Though I told you ways to prevent drinking and driving, I'm going to tell you the dangers of drinking and driving. It is important for everyone to know that the dangers of drinking and driving. Not only are you putting yourself in danger when you drink and drive, you're putting everyone else's life in danger. If you have 7 beers, you have serious difficulty controlling the car and focusing on driving. If you have 5 beers, you have slow reaction limit and difficulty staying in the lane and braking when needed. If you have 4 beers, your trouble controlling speed, difficulty processing information, and reasoning. If you have 3 beers, the reduced coordination and ability to track moving objects and difficulty steering. If you have 2 beers, the loss of judgment and trouble doing 2 tasks at the same time. According to Quit Alcohol, alcohol affects you in a way that changes your judgment, depth perception, as well as the vital motor skills required to drive safely. Drinking while driving is very dangerous and could take the life of anyone, even if the person wasn't drinking. Alcohol is also a depressant, which can cause drowsiness, leading to higher risk for accidents. It is very important to know how drinking and driving affects others. There are many families that have gone through this case as drinking and driving accident. When something like this happened to my family, it changed our outlook on drinking while driving. Some of you may not think that is a big deal, but it changes many of lives. Having a relative or friend be paralyzed or die is very traumatizing. Imagine not being able to do things that everyone else can do, like walking, talking, or even having fun. I hope that I've at least made it to where one person has watched this video, has spread the word to others about how terrible drinking while driving is. The points that I talked about are very important, which is drunk driving, what we can do to prevent it, the dangers of driving while intoxicated, and the effects it can have on someone and their family. Remember that not only are you affecting your life when you drink and drive, you're also affecting everyone around you. According to a random history fact, drunk driving causes approximately 1/3 of all traffic accidents in the United States. In conclusion, everyone should know not to drink and drive. Let this speech remind you to not drink and drive. It is very dangerous and it can be prevented.